Welcome back to the Trogly's Guitar Show. Got a new guitar here, guys. Let's see what I got. Ooh. A lot of people have been asking me to do a review on one of these. I saw there were a few other YouTubers that also did it, but I've got to agree with many of them that this was one of the most attractive guitars that Gibson put out for the 2019 lineup. This is the Les Paul Double Cut Junior. Now, as you can see, this is not the most expensive guitar in Gibson's new lineup. In fact, it's one of the least expensive. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. My first impressions on this is I really do like the way it feels. It has that satin finish to it, so it's not sticky or glossy or anything like that. And the reason why I like that is you're not as scared to play it. It's really just kind of a bare bones rocker that you're just ready to hammer out on. We've got a single P90 pickup with a volume and tone control. You can see there's plastic still on the pickguard that's bubbling, so I'll probably take that off. This one looks like a nice two-piece center seam body, which is mahogany with a maple neck, Gibson Deluxe tuners, and we have a rosewood fretboard. But something that's kind of weird here is the strap button's at an angle. That's definitely an interesting choice, and your bottom one is regular. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. This Les Paul Jr. Tribute was made for the 2019 Gibson lineup. It was offered in 4 different finishes, ranging from a faded black to faded cherry, worn brown, and this blue one. These feature a satin nitrolose finish with a mahogany body, maple neck, and rosewood fretboard. Something to keep in mind while you're shopping for these is I've seen them in various different pieces to the body, all the way from a 2-piece center seam to 3, 4, and even 5-piece bodies. Something else to notice is since it is a maple neck and Gibson doesn't necessarily scrutinize what wood goes onto which models due to their highly automated system, you can find some of these with exceptional flame figuring to the neck. Alright, so underneath the pickguard you can see it's kind of got a longer neck tenon, which is a good thing because the vintage versions of these are very prone to cracking. And inside here it looks like it says Les Paul Jr. Double Cut Tribute 2019 model. And the stock pickup for these is being called the P90 PKGD, which I'm guessing stands for pick guard mounted. And here you can see the hand-wired pots. Notice that they're not Gibson branded. And this is what the rest of the cavity route looks like. So it's a mahogany body. You couldn't really install a neck pickup in this without having fear of weakening the neck joint, but you might be able to get away with maybe a middle pickup right here if you wanted to do some additional routing. Here's the inside of the truss rod cavity, and the bridge is compensated. That way you can have some intonation adjustments by using these screws that will kind of bend it like this or like that. So you won't be able to get 100% perfect intonation with only having this wrap tail, but it should be close enough. There are other intonatable wrap tails that you could install on this. The fretboard was looking a little bit dry, as they usually do from the factory, so I went ahead and oiled that with some of the Dunlop lemon oil. I use the Fretboard 65 formula. They have a slim tapered neck profile to them with the traditional 24 3/4 inch scale. The fretboard radius is 12 inches and you have a 22 fret neck. The nut width is also a standard 1.695 inches. Now that we know a little bit about this instrument and how it was built, let's go ahead and see how it sounds. I'm on the clean channel of my Mesa Boogie Mark 525. Being that this is a one pickup guitar, you can't really fiddle around with pickup selections, but you can make use of your volume and tone controls. Another tip to getting different tones from a one pickup guitar is to vary where you pick. Now these tricks apply to all guitars, but it is essential to master them for one pickup guitars to truly bring out their full potential. For example, take a listen when I play right by the bridge pickup. Now towards the middle. Now closer to where the neck pickup would be. You can also vary how hard you hit the string. So playing a one pickup guitar can actually help you become a more dynamic player. This is the crunch setting of the amp. What are my final thoughts on the double cut tribute Les Paul Jr.? I feel like I already knew what this guitar would be even before I bought it, because I've dealt with enough Les Paul Studios and other similar faded finish models to know how they feel and how they play. I was very impressed with Gibson's price point on these at $7.99 with a gig bag. Obviously a case would have been a lot better, but as far as a Gibson USA product goes, I really don't think you can go wrong with one of these. It's not exactly your vintage double cut. It's got a whole different designed pick guard, but I love the fact that they went for the 5-ply pick guard. If it wasn't for them doing that multiple white, black, white layer on this, I think the guitar would look a lot more cheap. But I dig this blue finish with that combination. Now, as with any P90 pickup, you're going to get some 60 cycle hum. So when it comes to playing heavily distorted leads, that might become a problem, and you might want to switch it out for like a P100 or something. Something else that really intrigued me about this model is the maple neck. That's not necessarily something you see Gibson use very often. However, they have been using it on more and more studio guitars. So I would suggest the double cut Les Paul Jr. even if you are paying the new price. But, you know, if you're patient and wait for the used models, these are just excellent players. There's something different than a studio, and there's just something great about these. As previously mentioned, these do come in gig bags and not cases. However, I feel Gibson is putting more quality into their gig bags, because look at how thick that foam padding is. You've got a good 1 inch on either side of the instrument, so that's pretty adequate protection in my opinion. They also provide you with an owner's manual, warranty information, truss rod tool. Unfortunately, these do not get the multi-tool, but there's also the polishing cloth, a strap, the baby photo of when it was being set up at the factory, as well as the inspected card. That's all I have to share on this guitar. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.